good afternoon, Yorkshire Classic Cars Ltd fans, and welcome to a quick impromptu video in sunny old Retford. It's really sunny, although Baltically cold outside. The snow has been, the snow has gone, and left us with freezing conditions. Just want to make a couple of points in this video. It's nothing major. It's not a moan, it's not a groan, it's just a postscript really to some of the videos I've done and sort of things I've thought about since I've done them. The first one is if you've watched the tuning videos, so the MG Midget I did with a 1500 engine, which is basically the Triumph engine, it is the Triumph engine, and the Spitfire 1500 SU carb balance and tune. If you're wondering how to do the mixtures, the blue Midget I did the full mixtures. I did do it with a wideband lambda sensor because that's how you really need to do it to be super accurate. You can start from scratch and road test it a little if you've got somewhere safe to do it. But, you know, I use a lambda sensor because I have one. However, the sort of caveat to all that and the postscript to all that is, if you are tuning a pair of carburetors, so a pair of twin carbs, 4 carbs, really, if you've got 4 carbs, the process is the same. Okay, an SU mixture adjustment and idle adjustment and linkages may be slightly different, but the fact is the process is the same. You start from base settings, you divorce the linkages, set the airflows, make sure the timing is correct first, obviously, and go from there. So basically, I had a comment from a chap who said, have you ever done that on an MG or on a B or a GT or something like that, where you've set the mixtures? And I said, well, no, but I've done a midget. A midget is the same as an MGB. You know, the carbs are different, the larger on an MGB, and the linkages are slightly different, but the process is the same. You may have to just adapt it slightly, but the process is the same. So that's the first thing I wanted to say, really. It will work on Solexes if you've Zenith Strombergs, all that sort of stuff. It's all basically the same. You do one at a time and balance them together. Same as Stags. As you can see, there's been a bit of a change round in the old working shop. I've got the old white Stag in that's been scrapped for the engine. Basically, the truth of that is it's not a desperate job to do. I just had an afternoon on it to try and get the engine out, and then the rest of it pretty much is going to the scrapyard. There's some parts I'm going to keep off it, like the headlamps and the diff, and the doors are quite good on it. Actually, one's a little bit rotten, but it's in good shape, so it's not been patched up or anything. And some little bits of trim, because it's actually, somebody started to change the interior trim, so some of it's absolutely brand new, so that's worth taking out and retaining. But then the rest of it can go to the scrapyard, and I can get shut of it because it looks a bit unsightly. I won't be dealing on that first, so it's not like I'm restoring it and it's jumped the queue. I'm just doing little bits on it, okay? Yeah, so I'm going to just show you why the Stag is not getting restored, really. As you can see, hopefully, it's pretty blinking crusty under there. Don't get me wrong, it could be restored, but when you look in the boot, I emptied the boot the other day of all the junk in it. You can see all the crust under there. Luckily, it's got no fluids in, so it's not going to leak all over the Rover. Look at the floors there, you know, there's very little left, and you can see here, that's where somebody's patched it all up on the inside with bits of plate, but they haven't shaped it and done it properly. The other side is the same. See all the welding rods sticking through it at the back. The boot floor, that's what she's like. This is all just bits people have been trying to weld in. It's absolutely appalling. I always sort of respect people for having a go, but that's just, yeah, it's just nasty. And the whole car's the same, basically. So, yeah, it's a shame, really. I did actually originally think that it was quite original under here, but it's definitely not. I know the sills have been done in the B panels because the lip is missing here. But, yeah, she's pretty well gone. If push came to shove, you could restore it, but, I mean, the money it would cost would be absolutely unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm going to wave her goodbye in a day or two, hopefully, as well, and she can go to tin can heaven. The X19 is going for the MOT on Thursday. It's all ready. I've done a little weld repair on the floor, which I put on my Facebook page. If you want to have a look at my Facebook page, it's Yorkshire Classic Cars Ltd. on Facebook. So if you want to follow that or like it, that'd be great. I do a report every week on that of what I've been up to and what I've been doing. If there isn't one, it's only because nothing major's occurred or I've been on holiday. The Fossil Vega is just waiting for a road test. It's running. I just need to test the gearbox selection and everything. Just waiting for a battery to turn up for that, and then I need a friend to come and help me put the bonnet on because it's heavy. But because we've had lots of wintry weather, so it's been cold and freezing and snowing, the roads are covered in rock salt and stuff, and I just do not want to take that out in the rock salt. So basically the structure is now, this is sort of it's just to have a look at the carbs, see why they're leaking. It was a Weber conversion, but he's decided he'd rather stay original. So you may remember this car from when the gearbox failed. It didn't fail, it was just leaking. The gearbox was absolutely fine, it was just leaking quite profusely. I think he might be selling the car now, so he wants me just to rebuild the carbs and see why they're leaking. It's typical, just worn out float valves, so I'll be able to sort that, I'm sure. So yeah, so X19, assuming it passes the MOT, all I've done is all the jobs that we knew needed doing, take it for the test. If it fails in anything else, I'll do that. So hopefully that should be gone in the next few days, maybe early next week. Hopefully the Vega will be gone early next week, assuming the roads are good enough to drive it. And then the next task I'm going to do is the Rover V8 will be out of this, and I'll probably pull that down one weekend and just check the condition of it. And then I'm going to start on the sills on the Rover and the Maroon Stag. If you want me to video that, by all means do it. The chap with the Rover has asked me to video it all for him. The chap with the Stag, I assume he wants me to do it. I think he did say he wanted me to do it all. So I'm going to video the process of doing the sills and everything. It's quite an involved process on a Stag, and it's a very important process to get right. So I'll do that as well in a series. I've been debating doing a live where you could maybe ask me questions rather than typing comments and stuff. I've never actually done a live, and I don't really know what's involved, but I thought I might risk it for a biscuit and give it a go. I'm not going to tell you my inside leg measurement and stuff like that, and you know, personal things, but I, you know, if there's things about cars you'd like to ask me or the business or whatever, I'm not going to tell you where people live. Obviously there's you know, I don't I've got to keep some sort of privacy for the customers, but other stuff I can, you know, if it's appropriate, I can discuss it with you. If you think that's of interest, please by all means leave me a comment. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. I'm going to do a series on this Stag as I how to take the carbs off effectively, and what to look for if your carbs are leaking basically, and what needs doing. I need to order some parts for it, but this should be done probably by Friday, I would imagine, and the owner will come and pick it up. But I'll strip those carbs down and take a look at what's occurring in there and how to test it and stuff and set them back up. It's not a massive job, but I shall show you how I do it. Okie dokie. So yeah, please comment if you'd like me to do a live anytime. I don't know if people are that interested. And yeah, the next video will probably be me doing the carbs on the Silver Stag. I'm not doing the Rover V8 conversion on the Stag up there. I'm not filming all that because I don't think anybody would be interested. If you are, by all means comment and I'll do that as well. Okie doke, so thanks for that. Please take care. Happy New Year. And you know, if you're in the UK, enjoy the weather we're having. It's lovely. Take care. Bye-bye.